Hello, everyone. I'm Margaret, and I'm a sophomore here at Lake Forest College. And today we're going to do a little Q&A session about campus involvement. And the person we have interviewing today is Delaney Trail. And so she's going to tell us about herself. Yeah.
So my name's Delaney Trail. I'm a sophomore at Lake Forest College, or a rising junior, I guess, when you see this, same age as Margaret. I'm a double major in politics and communications, and I do a whole lot of stuff outside of class. It's kind of my big thing. Do you want me to list my involvements now?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm in two Greek life organizations. I'm in Alpha Phi Omega, which you see here, which is a co-ed service fraternity. And so anybody can rush that. It's at the beginning of the year. It focuses mostly on service. So it's 18 hours of service a semester, or double that a year. I think that they may be changed, so don't quote me on their requirements. And then I'm also in a social sorority. I'm in Delta Gamma. I'm actually the president of that organization, so really exciting to me. And that is a social Greek life organization, so it's more focused on sisterhood. We also do service. Our philanthropy is service for sight. And then we do some volunteering and everything like that. Outside of Greek life, I'm an ambassador at the college. I also do a lot for theater. So I am the former vice president of Garrick Players, which is a theater organization on campus. I also am the house manager for the Hickson Theater, which is the main theater on campus. So I'm in charge of all of the ticketing and things like that. I'm a DJ at a radio station. So I have my show, Peak Hot Mess Radio. It's hilarious, in my opinion. Let's see. I also work for the college, so I work in Boomer's Den for the Moore Student Center. I've done student programming board. I was the secretary of the Pride organization. I do other stuff that I'm blanking on, but I do a lot, so that's why I'm here.
Perfect. Thank you so much. As you can tell, she is literally the best. Get to know her when you get to campus. First of all, like, why should you get involved? Like, what's the point?
I mean, you gotta get involved. Like, that's it. You're at a small school for a reason. Lake Forest is awesome for getting involved. We have like 80 clubs and organizations that you can join. So there's something for everyone. And then if you don't find something that you enjoy, which you will, you can make your own, which I also think is awesome. And it's a great way to make friends. So you'll be moving into your dorms, so you'll meet those people, and then you might be in a sport meeting them. But I think that, like, for me, I want to meet the most fun of people that I can. And just have the most fun, and that make the most of my college experience. Margaret and I actually met on accident during a club. We both happened to do this thing called 24-Hour Play Fest. We had a time, and we met each other, and we've been friends since. And so I think that there's always just fun stories that come out of joining organizations, and it's good to know people across campus. You don't want to only stick to your major or only stick to your one friend group. Because the school can get small, but knowing a lot of people makes it bigger.
That's great. So what is there to like get involved in? Can you do a little breakdown of some of the organizations?
Yeah, so there's a lot of different like segments of organizations. So for me, my main things are Greek life and theater, because those are just the two big things I'm involved in, multiples of 4. But then I also do other performance, so that would be the radio station. And then we have other organizations like student-run publications, so things like Intertext and You Carry On, which are completely student-run, published journals. And so they have them for all of the different kinds of majors that we have, or major groupings. So You Carry On is a science journal, edited, written, all of the art is done by students. Same with Intertext, which is a humanities journal. There's also Tusitala, which is a writing journal. Do we have another one? I'm not sure, but we have a lot. Student newspaper, which is great, and they meet in Deer Path. We have cultural organizations, so things like UBA, Umoja, Pride, they're all cultural organizations that you can join. And there's 2 types of those. So there's cultural organizations and then empowerment groups. Cultural organizations are open to anybody on campus. Empowerment groups are only open to people of that identity. Which makes a safe space for people on campus. And then we also just have fun clubs. So we have things like LEAP, which is an environmental organization. We have gaming clubs. So anything that you want to do, you can do on campus.
Mm-hmm. And are there like any like faith-based clubs that people could get interested in?
There are faith-based clubs. So we have Hillel. well, I'm bad at words, sorry. So we have, which is a Jewish organization. We also have the Muslim Student Association. We have the Fellowship of Christian Athletes. So there's really stuff for everybody on campus if you choose to join. And all of those clubs are open to anybody. At the end of the year together, they get together and do an interfaith dinner, which I think is super cool. So you're able to talk to each other just about faith and get to know each other within the organizations too, which is awesome.
Nice. That is awesome.
Yeah.
Can you also talk a little about intramurals and like what kind of club sports look like?
Yes, so about half of our campus does some kind of sport, whether that be varsity, intramural, or club. So for varsity, you do need to be recruited or walk onto the team, so you have to try out. But for club and intramural sports, they're pretty much no cut. So you can join those when you get to campus, and they're a great way to meet friends. Some of our most popular ones are rugby, intramural volleyball, intramural basketball. Rugby is a club sport, so then you'll play other schools. For intramurals, you'll just play other students at Lake Forest. But the champions of those teams do get t-shirts, which is pretty cool.
Absolutely. Okay, and lastly, like, how can you get involved?
So at the beginning of the year, we have this thing called the Forester Fair, which is a big club fair that we have in the Student Center. So every organization will have its own table, and then so you can just go through and sign up for every organization, which is how I suggest doing it. You don't want to overwhelm yourself, but you do want to, keep your options open. So I like to join whatever email groups I'm interested in, see what everything's about, and then pick from there. I think that especially as a freshman, you want to just join whatever is interesting to you, and then pick the group that you think that you fit into, or the multiple groups that you think you can really get along with. Even if you don't go to Forester Fair, if you just want to join something, you can show up to any club meeting with your friends, you can go alone. They're all super welcoming spaces. And then if you want to start getting involved now, you can go on your My Involvement page as soon as you register as a student at Lake Forest, and then you can scroll through and see all the organizations we have and contact the club secretaries or presidents or whoever they have as their club sponsor, and just say that you want to get involved and you want to know how to get involved. That way you can just get an early step in and get going early, which I know that I did as a freshman because I was just a little too eager about everything. But it helps out. So there's lots of ways to get involved, and you can always join at any point during the year. You don't have to join right at the beginning for most organizations.
Is there like ever a penalty for like dropping out?
For most organizations, no. Some organizations do have some kind of fee involved, and those are going to be things like Model United Nations. I think Debate Society has some sort of fee for travel, and then other organizations that just have fees or dues, you may have a penalty, just as in like you still have to pay that due or you still have to pay that fee, but there's no other penalties. Everyone's still going to like you if you drop out, and you're still going to be friends with those people. So I say get involved as soon as you can with whatever you want to, and then other than like maybe a few fees for just a slight few organizations, there's no penalties for dropping out.
Awesome. All right, anything else you would add, or are you good?
Get in contact with Margaret if you can. She's the best. And look forward to your time as a Forester, and I can't wait to see you all on campus.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for your time.
Well, thank you for having me. It was good to see you. Bye.